Good morning, friends. And welcome to Walking with Watches. I've been buying and selling watches for over 10 years. And in this video, we are going to be talking about things that I think you really need to know, whether you're an experienced collector or a new one. So come on then, let's get on with this, let's go. 5 bits of advice, plus one at the end. Warning, the one at the end, bit rude, might offend a few people. So stick around for that. Let's go. Okay, I'm probably going to get some hate in the comments for this, but number one, quartz watches don't suck. I know, emotional damage, right?
Emotional damage!
I know that we love mechanical watches. In fact, I'm wearing a mechanical watch now. I'm wearing a Datejust. I love mechanical watches, and actually outside of my Casios, I don't think my collection currently has a quartz watch in it. Well, you might say, you're not doing what you say, you're not living by your own words. Maybe. But I am going to get myself a quartz watch in the near future. I quite like the idea of one of those 9F Grand Seikos, actually. Yeah, expensive quartz, but quality. In a recent video, which I've seen the viewing figures, you didn't watch, I recently went on holiday with a friend of mine's Casio G-Shock. And it reminded me why I need to get some quartz watches in my collection. Because there's something about the pick up and go, there's something about G-Shocks in particular, which are just such reliable workhorses. And it seems that when we're talking Casio, when we're talking G-Shock, we have a bit of a blind spot about the fact that these aren't mechanical watches, and yet we love them so much. I suppose what it comes down to is people get offended at the price of quartz watches, and if that's how you feel, then fine. There are some really good affordable quartz watches, whether they're digital or analog dials. There are some great affordable quartz watches. Why don't you go there? But to simply turn around and say quartz watches suck is just not true. You know, you might say, well, if I'm spending £2,000 on a Grand Seiko 9F, I want mechanical movement, I want in-house, I want all these things. Cool. Yeah, that's fine, it's your collection, but it doesn't mean quartz movements suck. 2. Value is important, but not nearly as important as you think it is. We're all walking around with an atomic clock in our pockets that can tell the time far better than any of these ever can. None of this is about value, this is all about enthusiasm and passion. Some watches may offer more for your money, some may offer less, but talking about any of this as value is... So I think the pursuit of value can sometimes be a distraction from the things that make you really happy and bring you real joy. So find things that you love. You might lose a bit of spec, but you know what? What does it matter? As long as it makes you happy. So although I'm a mechanical watch fan, that's what I'm into, that's what I buy, I'm under no illusions. None of this is really value. And once you accept that none of this is actually proposing good value, it kind of liberates you as a collector a bit. 3. Sorry to break it to you guys, watches are not that interesting. I know, seems weird for a watch YouTube channel to be saying that, but it's just true. If you've been buying and selling watches long enough, you've had a lot of conversations with people who are not into watches, and you should know, you have bored the tits off a lot of people. Most people don't find watches that interesting, which is precisely why you should come and subscribe to a watch YouTube channel like mine. Shameless plug there. This guy. I mean, come on, you should subscribe to me for that alone. 4. Over the time I've been collecting watches, there's been loads of fashions. Oversized watches, everything had to be Rolex, everything had to be AP, Patek, we saw it during the pandemic. Going back before then, Tag Heuer was all the rage when I was a teenager. It was a must-have watch, now it's a watch that no one wants to go near. There's all these sorts of trends. Ignore all of them. Just buy what you like. It really doesn't matter what I or any other collector thinks. And sadly, in the watch community, there is a lot of people who want to tell you what you should think. And I'm aware that I'm kind of doing that now, but honestly, guys, just buy what you love. There's no need to buy anything else. It's your money, it's your wrist. Don't worry about what watch bros, keyboard warriors think. Buy what you like, it's your wrist and it's your money. You go for it, man. Number 5. The bottom line is, the best watch collectors don't buy their watches for fashion. There is one piece of advice that I understand why people issue it, depending on your lifestyle and your requirements, that you must have a GMT, a diver's watch, a dress watch, a sports chronograph. You've got to have all these boxes ticked for all these fictional circumstances that are never going to happen. And yeah, fine, you might say, I'll have a daily wear, I'll have something for when I go out that's a bit smart. Other than that, you don't need to tick any boxes. The collections I admire the most are the ones that follow a theme. So for example, you might be someone who says, I love vintage field watches, and I have 30 vintage field watches. I look at that collection and go, that's awesome. Like, that's so awesome. You say, I'm a massive Seiko fan, so I have 25 Seiko watches, my favourite references over the last 100 years. I look at it and I go, bro, that is wicked. That is amazing. It may be worth less than one Richard Mille, which is just a bit sort of gross and overpriced, but that is cool, man. Collectors who find their niche and they follow their passion, that is the most impressive kind of collection. And over the years, I thought I've found mine. I thought I found it in Seikos and divers and dress watches and all sorts of things. I thought I found it in Quartzes and Casios, and I've shopped around. I've never really found that one subsection that would become my passion, which is a shame. And I'm, a bit saddened by that. If you find something you know and you love, it goes back to the original point. Don't be afraid to go down that rabbit hole, because you will end up with such a cool collection, man. Like, really cool. Number 6, bonus. In this watch world of ours, 95% of the people, 99% of the people you meet are just collectors who like to share their stories, who like to bring their experiences, and they like to talk to you about watches. What got you into watches? What's your favourite watch? What's the last watch? Most recent watch? Oldest watch? You know, all this stuff. Most expensive watch you have? Best value watch? Blah, 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 blah. Most people just want to talk watches with you. And that's amazing. That's why I started this channel, because I know that to be true. I've met so many collectors over the years. I know that that's how most people feel. But there is a small percentage of people out there who like to think they know better. And actually, maybe they do know better. Maybe they've been collecting watches for 30 years. Maybe they happen to be a retired watchmaker. Maybe they've only been collecting for 5 minutes. You're going to meet people from all walks of life in this hobby, all levels of knowledge, all levels of interest, all levels of budget to buy pieces. You're going to come across collectors of all shapes and sizes. Be kind to your fellow collector. Be respectful, appreciate their journey, share some knowledge, share some information, share some learning. But yeah, don't be an arsehole, man. And there you go. Over 10 years in this mad hobby of buying and selling watches. And those are some 5 really good, solid bits of advice for new, experienced collectors alike. If you've got any great pearls of wisdom, whack them down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think, and we can, chew the fat a bit. Anyway, peace out, guys. You take care of yourselves, all right? Enjoy.